We continue to read the Road Traffic Regulations 2022. Section 7. Application for registration of motor vehicle. So in order for you to legally drive a motor vehicle on the road, you must register that vehicle. Subsection 1. The owner of a motor vehicle shall, having complied with the provisions of Regulation 4, and in accordance with Section 10 of the Act, you shall submit an application for the registration of the motor vehicle to the authority in the form set out as Form MV01 of Part A of the 3rd Schedule. That means you go to the tax office, right, and apply there for registration. You bring your relevant documents and present them. Subsection 2. An application under paragraph 1 shall be accompanied by. So these are the documents that you must carry with you when you're going to register the vehicle. A. The certificate of fitness or verification from the authority of the motor vehicle particulars in the case of a motor vehicle that will be registered but will not be used on a road. B. A valid identification of the owner of the motor vehicle, which may be a driver's license, an elector's registration identification card, that means a national ID, could be a passport or any other national identification of the owner of the motor vehicle. C. A document which provides the proof of the address of the owner, which may be a utility bill that was received by the owner within 4 months of the application. So these, remember, these would be required if you're going for the first time. Alright. 2. It could be a letter signed by a justice of the peace. Or 3. A lease or mortgage statement. Or 4. It could be a bank or credit card statement. 5. Maybe a pension statement. Or 6. A correspondence from a government department or agency. D. You must present the fees specified in Part B of the 3rd Schedule. 1. For registration of the motor vehicle, and 2, if applicable, for registration plates. So if you just bought the vehicle, you would need to buy registration plates for it, right? 3. Subsection 3. Where the authority is satisfied that the motor vehicle meets the requirement for registration and the motor vehicle is to be used on a road, the authority shall issue to the owner of the motor vehicle A. 2 identical metal registration plates as specified in the 4th Schedule, upon which are marked characters which serve to identify the motor vehicle according to its classification in the case where the owner of the motor vehicle is not already in possession of registration plates that the owner desires to use. Or B. 1 metal registration plate in the case of a trailer of any particular class denoted by the letters TT. So on the back of the trailers you will see the license plate with TT on it. Now remember, the trailer is the part that is being drawn, that is attached to the front part of it, right? You hear the term tractor trailer by Americans is because the front of it with the engine is the tractor, and then you attach the trailer to it. So TT is the letter to be attached to the trailer. The letters on the registration plate to be attached to the trailer. Subsection 4. Notwithstanding paragraph 3, there is no requirement for registration plates to be issued in relation to vehicles that will not be used on a road, or for registration plates to be affixed to such vehicles. I think these type of vehicles that will not be used on a road could include a tractor for farm purposes, right? 5. The authority shall return the original certificate of fitness to the owner and advise that the owner is required to present the certificate of fitness A. on the first re-examination of the motor vehicle, and B. in order to obtain the certificate of title of the motor vehicle. Subsection 6. The certificate of title set out in Form B3 in Part A of the third schedule shall be issued by the authority, and either such certificate of title or a valid government issued identification together with the license certificate issued under Regulation 9 shall be regarded as A. evidence of the registration of a motor vehicle, and B. proof of ownership of the motor vehicle. Now, remember, if you buy the vehicle cash, you are now the owner, and you get the original certificate, the original title, certificate of title. But if you take a loan from a financial institution or so to get that vehicle, then that institution is the owner of the vehicle, and they have the original certificate of title. Of course, that would be transferred to you after you finish paying them for that vehicle, and then you become the owner. Subsection 7. For the transfer of ownership, for example, you buy the vehicle from somebody, the ownership of the vehicle will be transferred from them to you. For the transfer of ownership of a motor vehicle, the registered owner of that vehicle and the transferee, that means you know who is buying the vehicle from the owner, shall proceed in accordance with Regulation 22. We will continue in our next video.